Welcome guys, and today is finally the day of the review for the Astros and also the Trittons that I've been using for a while now. So let's get started. Let's put these aside. We'll talk about them later. Let's talk about the Trittons. I've had these Trittons for two years now, and they haven't been bad to me. They are really good sound quality headsets, and I really like them. I would recommend them to people who really like, who would like to improve their gaming setup, or who just can't fit a 5.1 system in their living room. So let's get started with the pros and cons. Pros: it looks pretty good. It's got a nice finish. It's got Black Ops written over it. It's actually quite a nice pair of headsets. You got the nice fake leather. These aren't real leather, at least I think. And they also come with cloth ones, so you can switch them out if you don't like the leather. There's also these wires that they come with. They're nice and like tangle free, so you're not actually going to tangle them, because it's pretty hard to actually tie a knot with them. I've tried. Don't try it. It'll hurt your equipment. But I'm not using these anymore, so I tried it. Didn't affect it at all. So yeah, the wires are pretty good, and you also have a nice volume rocker here, and then you can control your front, center, back, and subwoofer individually with your volume control. You have your mic for Xbox 360 to plug in here, and then you have the chat audio and your mic on and off. Another pro about this is that it comes with a nice decoder box that also says Black Ops on it, because I got the Black Ops edition. You guys might get different stuff if you're gonna get the default Trittons, and it's actually got quite nice stuff. You got volume controls here, and you have some options for the Dolby surround sound. You have power, very important. You got some time delay options here, and also some other volume options right here. And then we get to, let's flip over, I'll talk about that one later. You can also plug these into your computer if you have the 3.5mm jacks. So 5.1 analog audio. You can also output that. You can output that to some other headphones if you really want. These are output, not input. Remember that. You can't plug it into your computer to do it. You have to use the optical on this side. So you can use the optical Toslink or something like that. SPDIF. Port, plug that into your setup, computer, PS3, Xbox, anything that has an optical. And here's the USB mic, so you can plug that into your computer to record some commentaries with this OK mic. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's great. So you can plug that into there, or you can plug this with the USB into the PS3 for chat audio. So that just about ends it. Another one is this mic is nice and sturdy. Haven't had it break, but people online have said that it does break easily. So cons. Well, it needs power. Okay, this port right here is, you plug it right here. Okay, so you plug in a power. That's not it. Your headset itself, like has to have power by going through here. So you plug that in here. So now you have it connected to both. Sure, no problem. You can understand it, because this is actually one of the only true 5.1 surround sound. This is another pro, by the way. One of the true 5.1 surround sound headphones. So it's got 8 drivers in total, 4 in each. You got the front, center, and back in every one. So it's front, center, and back, front, center, and back. You also have 2 subwoofers. So then it's a full 8 driver experience. So you get if you seriously don't have a 5.1 system at home, like speaker system, these are a great substitute. So having power, not that big of a deal, but then it also limits to making this only in your living room very hard to carry around, because you have to set it up and pack it up wherever you go. It's understandable, but I wish it didn't do that. It's part of the design. You can't really help it. Another con. Look at these wires. Seriously, man. Although they're good quality, that's a few too many wires, a few too many places for them to be plugged in. There's a lot of connections that are going around inside near the Xbox side, and there's also a lot of connections right on your lap. Right on your lap, because these are pretty much goes into your Xbox controller. These go all the way to the Xbox, but then you have this volume rocker in the middle. So I would have liked if they combined these two together instead of trying to make them separate, because it makes it pretty awkward, because you got to turn this on and then you have to turn the headset itself on for them to actually work together. And also, small gripe, not really that big a problem, but I wish there was a power button on this. There's a power button on this. You can turn this off. They turn off separately, so that means that if you turn this off, doesn't mean that you turn this off. And I had to go online and Google it before I knew and found out how to turn this off. So for those of you who have Tritton X Pros, what you do is you press down on the mute. So then you press that down, and you hold it, and you also hold the front button. You hold them both together, and after a while they'll turn off. So that's quite annoying when I'm turned off. There's no clear power button. And another con, I think this is about the final one. Actually, not yet. There's a bigger one coming. But these options, man, seriously, they're not labeled that well. They have a load of options, slightly overwhelming. I didn't know what any of them did. Even when I was trying them out, they didn't make that much of a difference. So I seriously didn't know why they put it in here. But they do work. I have tested them, but seriously, not that user-friendly, especially once you unbox it. You really would like to plug stuff in. These you can't really do that with these. That's it for the decoder. Let's put those over here so I can focus on these. Another gripe I have is that you can't really detach this, so you can't really bring it around, go to the toilet or something during your long gaming session. There's also the mic. It detaches weird, so then you have to go here and unplug it. But if you don't want it in your face, you basically have to turn it here, and then it might be in somebody else's face. Not that great. Yeah. And also, another thing is that these aren't the most comfortable things I've had. You don't get much leeway in the way it moves. I've had to crack the plastic a bit for it to actually go that far, or else it would have stayed like around here. Like, that's all the movement I had when it was new. So not the most comfortable thing. You can basically get about one movie in here. That's about it. Oh, another pro, skipping back, sorry, I forgot. The bass and stuff works really well with movies. Very, very well with movies, because all the jet flying by. That subwoofer will cover all those. The bass is very nice, and you'll get that nice cinematic feel to your games and your movies. But then there's also the flip side, which is if you're buying these for trying to get better at gaming or sound whoring, these do work. But only in like quiet games like Search and Destroy, where there's not much going on anyway. But in Team Deathmatch, where there's grenades flying all over the place, guns blazing, you're not really gonna hear footsteps because the bass is gonna cover it. But let's get back to one of the best pros is that these are pretty cheap. Well, comparatively, because these are the pretty much true 5.1 surround sound, so they're actually quite cheap compared to the Astros. The Astros run you at $250 if you're gonna get the full system, but these only cost $100 to $120 if you can get them at cheaper places now, especially if you're not getting the special editions. But these are much cheaper than the Astros. But so if you're looking to replace a 5.1 sound system that you can't buy or can't fit into your living room, these are perfect. For movies, great. But for gaming, you might want to find some other alternatives because the bass is pretty good, and sometimes too good and covers everything. Let's move on. I'm gonna bring the Astros over with all the wires. See? Yep. That's seriously all the wires you're gonna need. And don't forget this last one. Okay, so these are the Astros. I unboxed them last time. I replaced the speaker tags back to the default one so that for the purpose of this review. But other than that, let's start with the pros and cons because you guys have already seen the stuff. Number one, pro. This thing is magical, I have to say. It's so user friendly. It's basically plug and play. There's not much stuff you can mess with it, and you can't really go wrong. Basically, all these buttons light up, great, because you know when it's on, and then the sacred shut down and turn on button is right there. So then, all these settings can be messed with, and then you can basically not look at the user manual, and you can basically figure it out. This definitely, it's got the max and the min. It's the volume rocker, very easy. And then here's the game and voice. You balance between each of them. Very easy to use, very intuitive. And then you have these two extra buttons. This one, if you press it a few times, you'll understand that this is the surround sound, turn on or off, and then this changes the equalizer of the sound, so you get like highs and lows and stuff like that. You have 4 modes right now. Software updates are coming that you can customize them, but so far the first one is for gaming, where it has this high frequency sounds like footsteps, so you can sound whore the crap out of the game. And then you press, and then the second one is just normal plain old audio, and there's a music blast or something, and then it enhances bass and stuff. And then you got some other one, I don't really know, but if you actually want to know, go to their site, they have all the information about it. Other than that, it's a nice soft touch finish, very sturdy. Yeah. So let's look at the ports. This is a USB. You plug that in. That is basically what you're going to use if there's a firmware or software update for it. You're going to get the USB out, like here. And this is also where you get the power. This is your power supply. So, because it's a USB, there's loads of ports on both the PS3 and the Xbox. They can just plug it in. It's fine. So you don't need an extra wall socket to power this thing, which is great. After the USB port, you have the stream audio, which makes it very easy to live stream games and stuff like that, because it brings in all the game audio and processes it, and also mixes in the chat audio and also your mic audio to make it just one audio source. Plug that into your computer, your live stream, and it's perfect. Everything's mixed together and it's fine. There's also an MP3 port which you can plug in a 3.5mm jack to for iPods. Listen to music while you're in a long gaming session. And then here's the main thing, the optical wire. They've changed it. It's not actually optical. Before it used to be the full optical, but now it's the 3.5 version. You plug it in right here, and then you get the full-on optical right here. Plug that into your Xbox or PS3. It's perfect. You're done. And that's the 2 wires in the back. And here you have the 2. These are pretty useless to me because I don't have multiple mix amps. But if you do have multiple mix amps, you can daisy chain them. Like you can have multiple linked together, and then all of that is just audio from the Xbox. It's pretty expensive, so I don't think I'll be exploring that option. But it's there if you need it. For competitive players, it's great. And then you have the actual place where the headset plugs in. So you have these. Sorry. You plug that into your headset, and then you plug that into the headset port, and there you have it. That's your audio. It's basically pretty simple, not much special about it. The best part of it is that this can actually fit into your iPhone, and you can actually, if you want to, make phone calls with this mic, but it's gonna look stupid in public, so I don't recommend it. This is for game audio, especially for the Xbox. Plug that in, you're good to go. You plug that, actually no, you change it, like here. Plug that into your Xbox controller, you're good. You have game audio. No, you have game chat. So this is a very nice piece of hardware, very easy to use, very user friendly, very good. This is the main part of this whole system, because this is where all the 5.1 comes in. Because yeah, let's detach it. Another pro, the mic is said to be much more durable than the Trittons, and the way that it swivels around, you can hide it very easily up here, and you don't really have to bother with it, not like down here. And now the Pro, it's an actual normal headset, so you got the nice adjustability everywhere, very nice. For long gaming sessions, these are perfect. You got the nice cushions here. You can just sit down and play for hours on end, and you wouldn't even notice these on your head. These are much lighter than the Trittons as well, so that also contributes to it. The build quality, very nice. You got the nice, you still have the the hard plastic, but you also have these nice touches of metal around here that are metal, and this sliding is very, very nice. Other than that, you can detach these, so if you want to hang them around your neck like this, you can, and you can go to the bathroom during your gaming session. This is for your gaming audio on and off. This is your game chat mic on and off. And another great feature is that if this mic gets around to the back, automatically turns off your mic. So if you're eating or something, turn it off immediately, don't even have to go here. Very easy to use. Very nice feature, I like it, I use it a lot. Another great feature about this is that you can actually customize them pretty well. These things are actually just metal, they're not actually connected in like a physical way. So then you can add, and then you can also, you take them out, you swap them for one of my Assassin's Creed tags or something. And put them all in. They snap right in with the magnets. You can go online and you can customize your own. That's great. And also another thing is that this mic is detachable as well, so like the Trittons. But the best part is that if you can see clearly, there's two mic ports. So like this mic can go either on this side or on this side. So depending on which way you like it, put on whichever side you want. So you just use these. They fit on both sides. Very nice. Yeah, so let's put those aside. Let's go, let's get to the cons. Look at all these. These are all wires. These are almost, this is basically even worse than the Trittons because these basically tangle sometimes. They try to do the non-tangle coating. It works for a bit, but then seriously, this is way too many wires for it not to tangle. And then another thing, it's not full 5.1. It's gonna have some quirks to it because this is basically these headphones are just normal headphones, Bose headphones, whatever headphones you want. But this is where all the magic happens. So then the mix amp outputs virtual 5.1 surround sound. So it might not be as accurate as the Trittons, but then because these headphones only have 2 drivers, the bass isn't as dominating. So then and it also doesn't mix up the audio because the drivers in the Trittons are pretty small. There's just one huge driver, so then all the sound is much more clear. But seriously, all these wires, not worth it. And also, yeah, what was I gonna say? Alright, this thing's quite huge. Compared to the volume rockers of the Trittons, this is big for a volume rocker. It sits on your desk. If you don't have some place to put it, you might sit on it. Not that great of an idea. Another thing is that a small thing is that this mic, it picks up everything. So if you're eating, it's basically gonna pick it up. The Trittons have a very nice range of the decibel range for it to start giving audio to the Xbox console. So. And that one actually like filters out your eating and stuff because it knows that you're not speaking. But then this one basically picks it all up. Very annoying for the people who are in your party or chatting with you and stuff like that. That's about it. And then the main thing is that these are quite expensive. For a mix amp and this audio system, just stock, it's at least $250 US. You might be able to get it a bit cheaper, but I doubt it. These are quite expensive, and shipping is also out of this world shipping prices, especially if you're going to ship it to international. That's why I had to wait a bit longer because I was shipping it to Canada and then shipping it over to Hong Kong, and it was still cheaper shipping than if you're going to go for tell Astro to ship it directly to Hong Kong. Another thing is that this is a USB port, so then it's going to take up another USB port for whatever stuff you have. But if you have like an Apple charger, plug that in, it works perfectly. Solves that problem immediately. And then but the main thing is that the price is huge. These can basically run you over the price of an Xbox. You're basically paying for an accessory for a console that's more expensive than a console, and judge it on your own. Maybe it's worth it, maybe it's not. Another thing is that this mix amp also works with 7.1 audio, so then if you're going to plug it in your computer, putting it to 7.1 is perfect for this mix amp. Another pro is that, I'm going back to pros. Equalizer. This helps you sound whore the heck out of people. I've been playing some Team Deathmatch, even Team Deathmatch, like Search and Destroy, all of them. If you put this on the core mode, like the gaming mode, you're gonna hear people from half the map away, like the whole map away. You're gonna hear footsteps for no reason, and then you're gonna be sometimes it's pretty overwhelming because it's hear like 10 footsteps, and you can't actually shoot all of them down. You can't really kill all of them. It gets overwhelming. But the matter of the fact is, these are good for gaming. But these aren't the best things for movies. As I said before, this is actually just stereo headphones. So then, movies with the heavy bass and the jets, they might work a bit. But then, the Trittons are much better because they actually have all the drivers. They have all the speakers set up inside the headphones. So those are a better choice if you're gonna just look for an entertainment system and not necessarily a gaming system. Yeah, and that's just about it for this comparison. These, for hardcore gamers, perfect for hardcore gamers, but only for hardcore gamers who are willing to pay the hardcore price. Lols. Pun intended. But anyway, these are great for just casual gamers who just want to enhance their experience with 5.1 audio, and Soundwhore, one of those, like those people that are playing Search and Destroy, those silent games. These are great for those. You can still hear them, and the main thing is that these can really customize the front, back, or whatever 5.1 surround sounds. Very nice. But that's about it for this review. Because I don't really use my 5.1 headphones for movies and crap, so that's for the movie stuff. So I recommend these, but that's only if you can afford them. The Trittons are perfect. They were great. It's just that I wanted an upgrade, and these for gaming are much better for gaming than the Trittons. So this ends the review. I hope you guys enjoyed the small comparison. I'm still working on the Elgato game capture video. I don't know how I'm going to compare the quality for those two, but those are coming. For now, this is the Astros and the Trittons, and this is also Woo0131. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, like, maybe, and maybe subscribe. Thank you for all the support for the last video I had for just the unboxing, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review video. Thank you for watching.